I could build a spaceship.
Hello and welcome to Space Doctor Minisode number 30. I'm Lee.
I'm Peter.
I'm still Andy.
Nice way to throw the curtain back behind. Don't ignore the man behind the curtain. No, we've been having some technical issues, ladies and gentlemen, but let's ignore that now. It's all working.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Yay!
And so this week we were trying to work out what to do for a minisode, and maybe mistakenly, maybe rightly or wrongly, I threw the question out on Saturday as to what anyone else would like us to cover. And I did it on Twitter and I did it on Facebook, and we've got loads of suggestions which we'll be working our way through over the coming weeks. And one that came out straight away and is kind of appropriate given the exasperating start we've had to try and record this bloody thing is let's just go down the pub. Space Pubs, which was offered up by Murray the Pie Man Christensen. And basically, we're going to talk about space pubs. Bars on spaceships, bars on planets and other worlds. And Drinkeries.
Watering holes.
Yes, that kind of shit. So, let's get... I tell you what, does everyone have... If you think of a science fiction bar, which one is the one that you immediately think of? And I'm going to ask Pete because I think I already know the answer.
Oh yeah.
Go on in.
Quark's Bar.
Quark's
gambling
Bar.
Establishment.
Wow.
Because not only is it a bar, not only do you have all your gambling stuff accessible, also it serves proper alcohol, not just simferhol.
Right.
Also, you get a bar within a bar because you've got Vic's Lounge in the Holosuites. So you can go in a bar and then go in a bar.
It's Inception.
Fantastic. Yes, it's Barception, which sounds like a Jewish ceremony. Have you had your Barception?
Yes, I did very, very early on, and it's it's only just stopped smarting. Wow. Okay. So the fact that it's also a hollow brothel has nothing to do with it at all.
It can operate, but it is. They also have educational programs for the youngsters as well. So
Of course they do.
Anatomy.
Yes, exactly. Biology 101. Okay, then. Well, what about you, Andy? The first bar that leaps to your mind.
Oh, the first one that leaps to my mind is a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
You must be cautious. Does anyone like you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You might use your arm, and often as walking in, someone points to me and goes, "Oi, you kind aren't welcome here."
What? You're droids. We don't want
droids. We don't land
serve
there.
their kind here. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't like you.
I don't like you.
Also,
either.
the Uber service there is fantastic, although the co-pilot's a bit hairy.
Yeah, you can basically pick up anything there. You can, from smugglers.
You probably all guessed we're talking about
Limbs.
Claw's Den on the Citadel.
Oh, there you go. Cora's Den, man alive. Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say the Mos Eisley Cantina. I mean, I tell you what, you got to say that has the best music.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they only have one song, just played on a loop.
Yeah.
Well, they have two. Dun, dun, dun,
Oh, okay, yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
No, that's the music when they go off the stage, waiting to come back to play.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Cool. For me, it was going to be Mos Eisley, so now I'm in a bit of a quandary. I quite like the bar on the Aurora in Passengers, actually, with a nice.
It's quite good, yes. It's got a very shining vibe to it.
Yeah, I mean, normally I would have gone for something Mass Effect-y or something like that, but
Afterlife would be horrible. I mean, it's a club, and let's face it, our days of club are no.
No. No. But I was thinking more along the lines of sort of like, not Afterlife, but I was thinking more of a, like you say, what's the one with the machines, the gambling machines that I can't remember now.
I know the one you mean, but actually, no, I figured out.
Spaceships are sad.
Oi, get out of it. Sorry about that.
Spaceships are sad.
She's got a fair point.
Sorry about that.
No, you're not.
Yeah. Well, actually, while we're getting messages from the peanut gallery, I've just been handed a piece of paper by Carol, who said, I would like the restaurant at the end of the universe.
Oh, Milliway.
Milliways.
An excellent choice.
An excellent choice indeed. There you
Where
go.
you can have a really fine Pangalactic Gargle Blaster.
Exactly, which is
Is
like
there such a thing as a really fine Pangalactic Gargle Blaster?
it is
There's-
the best ones.
Similar to having your brain smashed in by a slice of lemon wrapped around a large gold brick.
Yes, and you can eat Peter Davison as a pig.
Yes. Oh, I'm the dish of the day.
Euphemism?
No, I'm just going to go off and shoot myself now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You fancy a piece of my rump?
Yeah. Nice. Doctor Who shippers went absolutely bananas at that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think it was just before he was about to start. He went on that, so yeah, it was kind of bizarre.
But now I think about it, the more I think about it, now we're including Milliways in there. I think if I was going to go for one, it'd be the Zocalo.
Ah, well, yes.
Well,
so
it's not a bar, technically, is it?
Well, it's not technically, but
you want Earhart's? That's the bar.
that's the one, Earhart's. Well, I was going to say, but they always say the Zocalo, and then within 5 minutes you always see the characters standing at a bar. So it was kind
It's
of
a bit like when we say we meet up in town. What we
Yes.
mean is we're going to have a pub.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, meeting in town. It's actually yeah. It's code word for down the Winchester, which is also a code word for the Imperial.
Yes.
So I think Earhart's and the Zocalo area definitely.
Problem is, there's always a fight breaking out with somebody swinging from the ceiling for no good reason. Every time.
Well,
Yeah, that too. Yes, and it's usually me. But
well, but for what it's worth, I mean, you know, you don't get as many bars or limbs lost in as the Mos Eisley Cantina. I mean, that's
definitely a more dangerous one.
That's definitely a rough ass pub. I mean, if you need a Jedi just to walk in there, I mean, that's telling you something right away. But okay, well, what about bars on ships? I mean, we've kind of alluded to the main one that we were probably all thinking. Which,
well, the one that actually doesn't serve alcohol.
Yeah.
Well, it does if you've got an emergency induction port.
Oh. again, let's. Yeah, there's. We just try and keep it away from Mass Effect, otherwise poor old Pete's just going to go silent and just drink himself into oblivion.
I'm on particularly strong beer tonight as well, I've just realised, so this is not going to work out well for the later episode.
I was going to say, yeah, and listen out for episode 31, main episode, because I tell you what...
Hear me snore.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, I mean, what about 10 Forward? I mean, come on.
It's very 80s and... Yeah,
it's it's
the view's good. That's about all you.
You know what it is? It's not a bar. It's a bloody tea cafe sort of thing, coffee shop. It's a coffee shop.
It always struck me as a bit like picture and piano that you see up in town, where they sort of really it's just a fancy Pizza Express.
Yeah,
they just did the decor up and made the waiters a little bit more fancy.
Yeah,
but it's still basically a pub. By the way, did we ever get to the bottom of whether or not there was a pub on the NSEA Protector? I know Alexander was going. What was it
to find one?
To find one.
I'm not sure he
did he
did.
ever find one? I'm going down the pub.
Perhaps he just had a disappointing trip.
Yeah, maybe.
Sure there was one.
I mean, is there any other ships with pubs on them? I mean, I'm just trying.
Well,
to think.
if you get into the whole books and everything, the Enterprise E has one, which is called the Happy Bottom Riding Club.
What?
Yep. You heard me correct.
Right. There you go.
Why?
It's named after a bar in Nevada, not Nevada, near Edwards Air Force Base, which test pilots would drink at. And it was famous because they would always put pictures on the wall. Yeah, it was there. Yeah, it's near Edwards Air Force Base. It's where like all the test pilots used to go and drink at. But yeah, it has a ridiculous name, and apparently they named one of the Enterprise E after that. So yeah.
Is this from one of the same Enterprise E era books which had Captain Bateson, aka Fraser, as the shakedown crew captain?
No. But the ones which came after Nemesis, you'll be happy to know.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, well, fair enough. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in the next episode, I'm sure.
Yeah. But other than that, I'm sure there's one of a TARDIS somewhere.
There has to be. There's everything else. So,
I was going to say, if there's a swimming pool in there and a library, I'm pretty sure you'd find a pub.
Definitely.
I'm trying to think. There's well, I mean, obviously we have mentioned Mass Effect. There is a small bar on the Normandy.
Normandy 2.
Yeah, on Normandy 2, yeah, which is essentially just it just seems to be a bench with a couple of drinks behind it, to be honest.
There's a pool table in there.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, go on.
Did Galactica have a bar? Either one.
Yeah.
It did, yes. The reimagined one, they made one in in the starboard flight bay, and it had a Viper hanging above it.
That's right, yeah.
And it served the best quality moonshine.
Yeah, it was all from the still.
It's the sort of stuff which, if you take a shot and you can still see, it's a good batch.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in some ways, you've got to say that any spaceship that has a bar on it is really pretty much asking for trouble. I mean, because you can't.
Well, the Axon has one, perhaps.
Yeah, it's going to tend to be the ones that are sort of like Galactica, travelling long distances that weren't planned for, and therefore they've just got to keep morale up somehow.
Yeah.
The Hyperion from StarCraft 2 has one.
It certainly does. But given the crew, I'm not surprised.
Yes, and the chairs apparently can take a Terran Marine in full armour.
Yeah, well,
no,
which is always handy. I'm trying to think what else. Do we ever? No. I'm just trying to think about. Well, I mean, let's go back to there's the ships in the Culture. I mean, they literally have bars on every floor, and
they have everything. Yeah.
They have everything on them. I mean, again. But then again, they also have sex dens and pretty much anything you can conceive of on a Culture ship. So I mean,
even a Rumbelows.
Yeah, well, exactly. A Rumbelows that still sells Commodore 64s and Atari Jaguars, I'm sure. And what else? Where's another? I was going to say, wasn't there a bar? Oh, I tell you what. Speaking of Star Wars bars, what about that one on Coruscant?
The Death Sticks.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't want to tell you Death Sticks.
It's more of a sports bar, isn't it?
Yeah, that's that. I was going to say that it's kind of interesting to be in a science fiction universe and find a themed bar.
Yeah,
that's kind of a double. That's a double use in it. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Red
now.
Dwarf's got not so much a bar, but there's certainly alcohol on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and it did have a bar.
Yeah, it did have a bar, didn't it?
Yes, they went there to. On a couple of occasions. I mean, it was fairly basic looking, it has to be said, but early on, anyway.
Especially,
and of course, let's not forget that Bender.
Wasn't it parrots or something like that?
Yeah. Something like that.
I was going to say Bender is part still, and he's on a Planet Express ship. So
yeah, he's a mobile unit.
I'm not sure I want to drink anything from Bender though.
Well, in fairness, no. And I imagine that the Nimbus probably has a bar.
Oh, almost certainly.
Almost certainly, yeah. Lots of lounge bars, I would imagine, probably from head to top to toe, covered in velour.
Oh, the Enterprise, the JJ Prize has a bar.
Oh,
See It Beyond, remember?
You See It in Beyond, that's right. Absolutely.
Well, that explains the fact that the engineering rooms are still then as well.
It's true. There you go. All of a sudden, it makes sense.
They brew their own.
Yeah, there you go. See, deep space, you need to have a still. You need a warp core in the still. Working full pelt. That's also why Scotty didn't drown in the first reboot, JJ Prize, because when he goes,
it was gin.
Yeah, it wasn't gin. Yeah, I was going to say whiskey. He was floating around in. Anything else? Any other bars? What other bars?
Well, there's loads of bars that aren't on spaceships but are in sci-fi.
Go on.
I mean, on the good ones, you've got the bar in Bozeman, Montana, in First Contact, where you're going to visit from a very drunk Deanna Troi, so that's always good.
We haven't got time to talk about time. There just isn't the time. Donk.
What was I saying?
Yeah, what was I saying? I think you've finished.
But most of the ones I can think of are pretty scuzzy. I mean, staying with Star Trek, the one on Nimbus 3 and Star Trek 5 isn't exactly a great bar.
No.
There's the one from Star Trek 4 where McCoy tries to charter a ship to Genesis. No, Star Trek 3, sorry.
3, yes.
Oh, God, yeah.
I think that's on the space dock.
Complete with the computer airplane flight sim thing.
Oh gosh, yeah, that looks so poo now, doesn't it?
Yes.
And the guy who talks like Yoda.
Yep. Then there's the bar in Iowa in JJ Prize where Kirk starts the fight in the first place.
Oh, the Academy Bar.
The Academy Bar,
which is nowhere near the Academy.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what are you all doing there? The Academy's in San Francisco. It makes no sense.
Well, maybe it's one of those kind of like when you go to a university and it's the University of Greenwich, but you're actually somewhere in sort of Tunbridge Wells.
Okay.
That kind of deal. Then there's also go on.
Yeah, Blake 7. You've got the Wheel in Freedom City. Unfortunately, the downside of that one is you're likely to be slipped some rohypnol by the owner, the flamboyantly camp Crantor, and wake up strapped to an electric chair playing speed chess with the Clute, a.k.a. the Clit, as Amory always called him, a.k.a. Tiny Ron.
Tiny Ron?
Yeah.
What the fuck? How strong is that beer, Pete?
I'm only halfway through the first one. It's worrying, isn't it? Speed chess. Really, the only way to watch the episode is drunk. It's just extraordinary.
Oh, right. Okay. Maybe a Space Doc Jury Blake 7 rewatch might be off the cards then after that. Well, there's also... oh, God, I had one in my head just then and it all went out the window.
Total Recall, you've got Venusville, which is very 80s.
Yes.
And plenty of triple-breasted hookers.
Yep.
That's your thing.
Then you have Taffy Lewis's in Blade Runner.
Oh, yes, of course.
With the snakes and the ladies, she charms the
celery
from the snake. Hey, the man is dry. Give him one in the house.
And you end up with horrible things in your drinks as well. I've always never quite worked out what that was about.
Oh, what the the twist of lemon? I think that is. Or
is it right?
Like a fake lemon.
It looks like an insect, to be honest. It's like
yeah, definitely.
Does it count the Prometheus?
Oh,
was the previous?
I'm just thinking. There's a poolish table thing and a drink which androids dip their fingers into. So I don't know.
That's true. Yeah,
I'm just spitballing here.
fully stocked champagne bar for a bunch of whiny scientists who don't get everything they want instantly.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just very true. I don't think there's any booze on the Sulaco or the Nostromo.
Well, there certainly shouldn't be on the Sulaco, it being a military ship, but there might have been on the Nostromo. I'm pretty sure Brett had a bottle or two hidden away somewhere.
Yeah, there was, however, on the Auriga in Alien 4, because there was the whole thing with Dan Hader, the stupid general who managed to pull his own brains out, where they put the little block of ice into the glass and then hit it with a laser beam unnecessarily to basically turn it into whiskey. Silence was the stern reply.
I'm pleased to say it's been a very long time since I've seen that movie, and I'm rather hoping it will continue to be so.
Yeah, no, he literally takes what looks like a brown ice cube, puts it in his glass, and then there's this unnecessary kind of Rick and Morty style arm that comes across with a laser beam that shoots it, and then it just goes bloop and turns into a little glass of whiskey, which seems utterly unnecessary, really, because in all the space that you would have saved from having bottles of whiskey on the ship, by having ice cubes of whiskey, is suddenly completely rendered null and void by this massive piece of machinery that you need to melt the fucking thing to turn it back into whiskey. But hey ho, why would anything in Alien Resurrection make sense? That's frankly ludicrous.
There's a bar of a Tiger Claw in Wing Commander.
Oh yes, there's the officers' lounge.
Yes,
definitely. That's a good one. There's also bars on the Corollis space stations in Elite, where you basically pick up all your black market stuff and all your black market jobs. Not that you see it; it's kind of portrayed as basically a spreadsheet.
There's a bar on Nowhere in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Of course, Nowhere
with little fighty creatures that you can bet on.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
none of your holographic rubbish here. This is the real thing.
Yeah, that's right. So out of these so far, is there any pub of these that you actually would like to go to?
Beyond Quark's Bar, probably not.
I wouldn't even want to go to Quark's Bar, to be honest. I mean, Quark's Bar just seems like you'd walk in there
and to Morn.
Yeah, because he's a great talker.
It's the ideal conversationalist.
Exactly. He's the kind of guy you can really get deep with, you know.
I mean, if you're talking about going to these places solely for the bar, then no. There's not.
No. I mean, Purgatory in on the Citadel looked all right.
Wait, no, Purgatory was the one from 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the one.
The split level 3 level one.
No,
Why would you call a bar Purgatory? I mean, that's not massively appealing, is it?
It makes sense in context.
Yeah, I was going to
Okay.
say it's basically at this point. I think the entire world is the entire galaxy is just
Burning around you, so
Yeah.
you're just. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, when colossal 2 kilometer high space squid come to rid the world of all rid the universe of all advanced civilizations, you might as well make a bar called Purgatory because it can't get any worse.
Yeah.
Especially when they're turning your friends into space zombies just for good measure.
Or turn them into goo.
Goo, yes, exactly.
I'm surprised nobody's done. I mean, it's got kind of a Morn reference, but Cheers in Space soap opera type thing. Because it's been called out to be made, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I'm trying to think because I'm pretty sure there was some space comedy where they had a bar. I'm pretty sure there was. I mean, whether or not it was just like some flashback to that terrible fucking thing with Nick Frost that my brain.
Oh,
Hyperdrive.
yeah.
Oh
that's-
God!
yes.
Did the Trafalgar have?
Camden Lock, and it had. I've no
Camden
idea.
Lock. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's just. Oh God!
Speaking of which, I'm going to put that down on the for your consideration list.
Oh my God!
Oh, good Lord Almighty!
You're welcome to take that one.
Yeah. Well done. Yeah,
It's big enough for one of your usual.
off you
picks.
go.
Oh, someone's already put it on there.
Maybe I've just gone off my head and just did it without thinking about it.
Yeah, it's one of your entries, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Venus Bar. I mean, Milliways, Mos Eisley, obviously. I'm just trying to think. Is there? I mean,
Needless to say, we probably should have researched this a little bit before.
Do you honestly think we might have thought about this a little bit more? I mean, the problem is also that a lot of the science fiction bars tend to be Earth-based.
More space station based rather than ships.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can't go for things like sort of Club Hell from Matrix or Tech Bar or what's the one from a fucking Clockwork Orange Corva or something like Corvos? I can't remember.
I know. All I know is they serve milk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, well, there you go. That's a short minisode. So, what bars have we done? What ones are? I tell you what. If you were going to do, if we out of the ones we've done, if we were going to do a pub crawl, let's say there was a mythical fourth chair on this group, and this person was getting an inaugural sort of pub crawl, and we're going to take them everywhere. You could pick 4 bars. What bars would you take them to, Andy?
Quick question, just to ground it. Do we like this fourth chair?
Well, they're new, so we want them to stay. So let's not.
So we want them to stay. Okay, if we want them to stay, I think we'll start off at 10 forward.
Yes,
it's nice and safe. They have some alcoholic stuff hidden away underneath there, which we can kind of reach to later on.
It's green. Apparently.
It's green. We can have the green stuff, sort of thing. Have a couple of drinks there. Then I think we're probably moving on to probably Claw's Den. It's a little bit spicier, but still, odds are you're going to keep all your limbs intact.
Yep.
And no one's going to really kind of kick off anything like that. Then, depending on how the day's going, if I feel like what, we need to just kind of spice it up, have a bit of fun. We're kind of at that point of the alcohol where I'm up for a bit of a fight. Then it's the cantina. And then to close out the night, we want to go somewhere, have a nice meal. It's going to have to be Milliways.
Well, there you
watch
go.
the universe end in front of you.
Exactly.
Yeah. While you're
basically, once you've seen the universe end, what do you do from there? No, that's a night bus home at that point. So,
was there a bar actually? Thinking about it, was there a bar? I think they were serving alcohol at least, but wasn't there a bar on that space station in the Eccleston Doctor Who where they watched the Earth blow up?
Probably.
It was a big room, I think, rather than a bar. It was more of a sort of cocktail reception, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true. How tedious. Okay.
Well, it is a question if it counts or not. I mean, obviously you have the Giga Bar in Switzerland. Now, do you think they have those fitted to the engineer ships?
Frankly, considering 1 minute those derelicts are being flown by a man with a whistle, and then 2 minutes later they're flown by a man sitting in a chair that was clearly not designed to be a cockpit chair. frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's basically if those fucking black urns full of goo is actually Bailey's that's gone off.
Headcanon. That's headcanon.
That's headcanon now. That's it. Yeah, it's just a store of Bailey's. Just you leave that stuff for too long, it all goes claggy. You know, I'm sure after 2,000 or 2 million years, that shit would have evolved. Just no. Bailey's is just all manner of wrong. Is there any drinks apart from the Pangalactic Gargle Blaster that comes to mind that you'd go for? Any sci-fi drinks?
The only name of an actual drink I can think of is the Warp Core Breach.
Really?
It's the only name of a drink I can think of.
That's it, is it?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Oh, what about the bar on the station where the Roger Young docks?
Ticonderoga.
That's it. There's a big old bar. There's a big old one on there.
Yeah, that's prone to fights breaking out as well.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a little bit more tasty.
I don't think it's actually a bar because you see them getting their tattoos done, and then they're just kind of in a corridor, and they kick off a massive fight. They've got alcohol with them, but you don't actually see them in a bar.
Yeah, I suppose so. Okay.
Again, it's a military station, so I don't think it's supposed to have bars. They're just smuggling alcohol.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I was going to say for me, I think my pub crawl would probably be 10 forward to start with.
It's a safe bet. 10 forward.
It's safe. It's a safe bet.
A dull bet, but
and then if you like I say, if you just want to relax, you'd probably head for you'd head for the one on the Aurora because it's got a classy kind of atmosphere, and you got your Michael Sheen kind of wheeling around, pouring you drinks and giving you, advice.
Oh, it's the Avalon, not you.
The Avalon, not the Aurora.
Yeah, I was going to say. I thought we said the Auriga, and I'm like going,
no, not the fucking Auriga. The Avalon, the Avalon. That's it. Sorry, my apologies. The Avalon.
That's right, because it was the Brian Ferry song. Wasn't
That's it. Avalon. Oh. Yeah, which feels almost as long as it takes to get that to the end of that film. Then if you want to really kind of push it up a little bit, I'd go for the Venus Bar on Mars, just because
But you've reached that point in the evening.
Well, you've reached that point in the evening, but also it's good for people watching. Let's be honest.
Yes, people.
But it is also, it's one of those bars that lacks a little atmosphere. Especially if Quaid gets there. Yeah, there's a hole in it. And then I think I'd either have to go for Milliways or, thinking about it, maybe go for a bar that's like one of these bars where you can sort of like you sit on like a spaceship and you can just watch the world go by. I was thinking, what was it? Maybe the Red Dwarf one, because you're guaranteed to turn up with a sort of like a traffic cone, even if you're 3 billion years away from Earth. It's like, how did you manage to do that? But
well, I tell you, it's not a bar as such. But if you just want somewhere quiet to go at the end of the evening, maybe with a bottle or something, just to chill.
Yeah,
the observation room on the Icarus 2. Just sit there, watch the sun.
Yeah, because that's always fun. Yeah,
I mean it's all fun and games until someone turns off a shield, but
yeah, till Benedict Wong makes the calculations slightly skew and then basically blows themselves up. I mean, that's not a great. I'll be honest with you, that's not a great bar. It's good for suntan.
I'm not saying I'm just saying just to go and chill at the end of the evening and just watch the sun.
Get some vitamin D.
Exactly. Work up your tan, get your bronze on.
Yeah, get your psychopathic killer from another ship rolling around. That'd be handy. Well, handy. Yeah. What about you, Pete? Or are you just going to sit in Quarks and just?
Well, I'd probably start the evening in the Wheel because you don't want to end up getting drunk there. That's seriously bad news.
Yeah.
And then move on to Quarks, I think, and then if you were feeling possibly go to Nowhere. Watch some Little Monsters fight, and then finish up. I don't know, probably Milliways, just for the view.
Yeah, I was going to say, does they because I'm just
the universe has ended. There are no night buses. Shit.
How am I getting home? Well, you can't. The universe has ended. The only other thing I was going to say, what about? I mean, we're talking mainly sci-fi bars now, aren't we? Really, but what about the one in Tron Legacy? The end of line.
Oh
Yes.
God, that's got your man in it as well, hasn't
That's
it?
got your Michael Sheen.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
My heavens, doing a Bowie.
It's got Daft Punk on the old DJ
as well.
deck as well. So yeah.
Exactly. So what about that? I mean,
Oh yeah, I'm up for a bit of Daft Punk. Yeah.
yeah. See that?
I don't know. I think I'd get a headache quite quickly. I can't help feeling it.
Yeah, I think
It's all too bright.
Yeah, I think that's kind of one of those ones that you kind of go to at the start of the evening rather than the end.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd just be throwing up after a while, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Especially when Michael Sheen turns up in his kind of plastic camel toe suit with his big white quiff. It's just like, no, you really don't need that. So what we've learnt today is that, Michael Sheen is both the mark of quality and the mark of disaster when it comes to good sci-fi pubs.
And when it comes to pub crawls, we're ambitious, but rubbish.
But rubbish, indeed. So, what about you guys? What do you think? Well, do you think we've missed a pub? Do you think there's other pubs that you would pick? Is there something we've missed entirely that you're screaming at us now, going, "No, you fools! There must be a pub on this ship," or something like that? Or are you like Pete, just getting drunk?
Yep.
I
don't care where I am as long as I've got beer.
Exactly. Then let us know.
Oh, my arm!
Yeah. Oh God, I've gone numb. Good. So let us know. Put it on the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/groups/SpaceDocJury, or let us know on Twitter, which is @SpaceDocJury. We will be going through other suggestions for minisodes in the future, so keep leaving us those on the Facebook group as well, and we'll turf through those because it's always handy. Maybe we'll have short minisodes like this one, or maybe they'll just be longer ones. But we'll maybe do a little bit more research next time. But of course, ambitious, but rubbish.
I was going to say they've been listening to a year. They know we ain't doing no more research.
No, not really. I like to keep the illusion though.
Okay. We'll totally go and do research.
Thank you. That's all I wanted. Just a little illusion of professionalism.
Some of us Googled space bars anyway.
Did we? Oh, yeah. Balls. Okay.
Yeah, just get pictures of keyboards.
Was I the only one just sitting here on my own trying to pull this lot out of my head?
Yes.
Oh, right. And on that bombshell. Okay. Well, in which case, hold on. Okay, I've got one. My last one before I leave. That bar on the K7 space station with all the tribbles.
Yay!
There you go. See, I
just don't buy any of the tribbles.
Just don't buy any tribbles from. Is it Harry Mudd?
No,
not Harry Mudd.
It's
Kivo,
something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
All I know is wasn't he kind of like
Kivo Vass?
No.
Keela Salai?
No.
Anyway.
Not too much beer.
Yes. There you go. The wheels have come off all the way completely. In which case, we shall leave you all with this terrible, 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 terrible episode, and we'll see you all soon. Till then, take care and have a drink on us. Tatty bye.
Tinkety tonk and down with the Klingons.
I should definitely go.
Space Doc Jury is a production of 3 Angry Beards for GeekPlanetOnline.com.